your star. You need Lionel Messi to turn up and win a game for this team. It's not just him, though. It's Lautaro Martinez up front. He's changed the complexion up against a back 3/5, as you heard Landon say, for Mexico, something they have only played twice in the last 2 years. So I expect Argentina and Messi to have some success in this game.
And it's not that Mexico's home and dry. And for more on El Tri story, we go down to that field in Rodolfo Landeros. Rodolfo.
Thanks, John. Kevin Alvarez is the youngest member of El Tri with 23 years old. On his neck, he has a tattoo that says, started with a promise. This is a promise he made to his father that he would become champion in Liga MX. When he was 7, his father Felipe passed away while playing football and lightning struck the field. And a month ago, Kevin kept his promise. He was crowned champion with Pachuca in his breakthrough season. And after the World Cup list was revealed, I talked to him. He told me, I can't believe it. I finally made it. And earlier today, I spoke with Kevin's family and asked them, hey, did you get a chance to speak with it? And they told me he's ready. He's calm as water for the biggest game in his career. Off to the set with Rob.
All right, Rodolfo, thank you. Boy, sounds electric inside Lusail Stadium. They say it's 80,000. They've already gone well above that number. I'm not sure they have fire marshals here to supervise those numbers. All right, let's talk about Argentina, but let's preface it with this conversation. Nations that have put down that proverbial early marker here so far. We can go with France, what we saw today. We can go with Brazil, Spain,
yeah.
Spain maybe.
They look good.
But Argentina,
I'll tell you what, Rob, they better show it today, or one, they could go out. But even if they draw the game or don't look great, nobody's going to fear them. They get out of the group, people aren't going to fear them. It's hard to imagine. You know, John just asked Stu, can they really be going home today? Yeah, they can. Yep. Mexico are good enough to beat them. This is not, you know, a Tunisia or someone who can't beat. This is a really good team. It's going to be really fascinating to watch tonight.
Yeah, and if you look at Mexico, they were in the same situation as the U.S. They got a draw from the first game, they're the underdog in the second game, and they got to go out and show that Mexican fighting spirit that they know that they have. And at the same time, who knows Messi better than Tato Martinez? So as long as this game stays close, it's 0-0, it starts to favor Mexico later in this game.
Obviously, Argentina is hoping that what happened against Saudi Arabia was, like we said, a complete anomaly. Having said that, keep in mind that this is an Argentina team that came into this tournament where everything was zen. Messi was playing great. There was no drama behind the scene. They were incredibly balanced, but it just shows that once you get into that cocoon, into that bubble, and into that very rare type of environment, if you don't adapt quickly, or if something's just a little bit off and you can't recapture that magic, it can go south very, very quickly. I don't think any of us thought we'd be sitting here on the second round of games and talking about Argentina as potentially going home.
Emi Martinez of Argentina said, if we want to be world champions, it's good to have a stumble. A stumble is not a fall. Two different elements, but it was a mighty big stumble. Those knees are scuffed up big time if you're Argentina. The U.S., they were involved in a major showdown against England last night. Coming up after the break, a report from the American camp, and we're going to look ahead to the group stage finale against Iran.
Bundle up the entire family this season with jackets, hats, gloves, and more from Dick's Sporting Goods. With the latest looks from the best brands like the North Face, Patagonia, Columbia, and more. Boots that score on comfort and style from Sorel and Doc Martens. Cozy accessories for the whole family. When you're running short on time, shop Dicks.com, where 1-hour pickup's always an option. And with our best price guarantee, if you find a lower price, we'll match it. Shop in-store or online. Every holiday starts at Dick's.
I save my shrimp tails in jars under my bed.
You don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It just helps you create an affordable price.
Oh.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one fight, or one team. Because the game is just the beginning. The greatest arena on earth.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update, just in time for everyone who works with other people, just in time for more togetherness. just in time to say, oh, you bet we'll be there. Because the updated vaccines can now protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. And that's a moment we've all been waiting for.
What makes great matchups? Great coaching, great quarterbacks, and great setting. This checks all three of those boxes.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox.
But individually, how you approach this match, knowing you have to have that result.
Hey, wait up now.
Oh, man.
I got
Heartfelt congrats to two just massively awesome human beings. Here is how Group B currently looks. England on top. They only need a draw to move on. Iran in second. The U.S. must beat Iran on Tuesday or they will be packing their bags certainly earlier than most expected. For the latest on the U.S. team, once again, the hardest working woman on our staff. Here's Jenny Taft.
Following the United States 0-0 draw with England, the players this morning had some much-deserved rest. Nothing on the schedule until they departed for a light training at 1:30 this afternoon. And something else the group has been looking forward to, a Thanksgiving meal tonight with friends and family. They chose not to celebrate on Thanksgiving Day, so the turkey and gravy, mashed potatoes, that's tonight. I also learned that the message from Greg Berhalter in the locker room following that draw was, be proud of what you did. We've accomplished nothing yet. I also had a conversation with new captain Tyler Adams. He has a pretty special quote on one of his shin guards from legendary Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski, and that quote says, if what you did yesterday still looks big today, then you haven't done much today. Now, Tyler Adams has turned the page, and so have his teammates.
Jenny, thank you. Coverage for U.S.-Iran Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern over on Fox. Iran, remember, they only need a draw, and that could prove problematic for the States. For more on that, we send it over to our 3 U.S. Soccer Hall of Famers.
Thanks, Rob. All right, guys, listen, we know that in the game of soccer, the hardest thing to do is actually score goals. That's why those that do it are so valuable. When it comes to this U.S. men's national team, this is nothing new. Unfortunately, it's evergreen in terms of that striker position. Both of you guys have scored goals. Both of you have played that position, maybe different ways at different times. But right now, okay, we have seen a couple of different versions of the U.S. team. Who do you have starting for this hugely important game against Iran up top that ultimately is going to score the goals that maybe will win this game, which is what the U.S. needs to do?
I agree with you. We're still looking for a number 9, and we're still looking for goals. But I think we need to get our best players on the pitch. And to do that, I think maybe putting Way as the number 9 and bringing in Aronson. We haven't seen enough of him. I think he's been on fire for Leeds in the Premier League, and I think he should get more time. And I think bringing Gio on as a sub is a good option to have.
Yeah, so this game's simple. There's nothing else except you have to win. You cannot win unless you score a goal. So we better put all of our best attacking options on the field. Maybe you leave Reyna out, bring him in and give him a lot more time and a lot more minutes. But guess who's going to be licking their chops to just sit in their own end, defend, and try to count on Carlos Queiroz. This is right up his alley, so we better put all our players on the field. We want to score.
Do you see any scenario where Jesus Ferreira, who was the incumbent, I mean, this is a guy who was playing game in and game out, and I think going into the World Cup, we felt that Greg Berhalter was going to play him. Do you see any chance of him starting?
Maybe end of the game. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter. We can end the game with 2 defenders and 8 forwards. We have to score if we're not scoring, so we have to go for it. We got to go for it.
Listen, this is a position that is of need, all right? And there's nothing we can do about it here in 2022. And to your point, maybe you just get the best players on the field. But 2026 is coming. And with all the talk of all this talent and depth that we have, we got to find a way to get some players up there that know how to do what we said is the most difficult. Listen, I wish we could. I wish we could. All right, Rob, the search continues. Let's go.
Gentlemen, thank you. Mexico, they began their Group C campaign against Poland. Their passion on full display during the national anthems. Forward Alexis Vega reduced to tears. We saw Ronaldo in tears as well earlier during the Portuguese national anthem. Success in this tournament could come down to their midfield play. El Tri awfully happy to be able to count on both Andrés Guardado and Edson Alvarez.
Es el equipo grande, el equipo el que todo le da ilusión y enfrentar a Messi, sobre todo también en su quinta Copa del Mundo, para mí es algo especial.
Argentina, lo sabemos, su historia en el fútbol es muy buena, tiene jugadores muy importantes. Yo creo que es un buen candidato a ganar. Y bueno, es todo lo que tengo que decir.
Guardado in the 11 tonight. He's going to try to shut down Mr. Messi. But Argentina have plenty of other weapons as well. Coming up, we're going to profile a member of Messi's supporting cast. Plus, Alexi Lawless reveals the latest edition of his power rankings as we count down to kickoff from Lusail Stadium.
2022 FIFA World Cup today on FS1 is presented by Google Pixel.
Okay, I'm an alien.
If you're making a sci-fi movie, you need to finish the special effects.
Does that look good?
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
When you realize she's good, like really, really good. Ask, now what? Invest in her goals like she does. Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
Are you kidding me? Is that for me?
The BMW Road Home Sales Event. Free into the BMW Road Home Sales Event now through November 30th.
Good morning, America. Rise and shine. All across the country, we're getting up early this year with one thing on our mind. Football!
It's soccer.
Whether you're repping La Cultura in all the colors, or you need the world to know this is our year. Because the beautiful game
belongs to all of us.
Get Google Pixel 7 or Pixel 7 Pro for free with qualifying trade-in.
Señoras y señores, it's Walmart's Black Friday Deals for Days. Shop deals Monday online at 7 p.m. and find hot deals in store Friday at 6 a.m. local. Vamos!
A huge day of football kicks off Sunday on Fox.
Refreshing and refreshing.
Kylian Mbappe on target twice tonight. His second and third goals at this World Cup. France victorious over Denmark 2-1, and they are the first team to book a round of 16 spot. Let's see where the French sit in Alexi's power ranking, sponsored by Chase Sapphire.
All right, Rob Stone. Well, this is where everybody wants to be. This is behind the curtain. This is behind that velvet rope. It is a very, very special club. And this was what it looked like, my top 10, when we started the tournament. As you can see, a lot of the usual suspects, including Brazil up at the top. I don't think anybody's going to disagree there. Argentina at that time were at number 2. England, I got a lot of love for England here. But as the games started to happen, things changed. As we sit here tonight, this is what my top 10 ultimately looked like. Germany, as we know, losing to Japan, that is not good. They went all the way down to 10. You can see Spain still stays right in the middle there. England, I wasn't impressed against the U.S., and so you actually dropped a couple steps there. Argentina sitting there at 7. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give you one more chance, Argentina, after that first loss. You lose tonight and you bomb out of the tournament, I mean, it's not even like top 10. I'm going to have to go to the top 25. Rob!
Oh, my goodness. Can Argentina salvage this World Cup and please Alexi with the win over Alexi? Lautaro Martinez starts up front for the Albiceleste, the 25-year-old and emerging star with Italian giants Inter Milan. Martinez also played a prominent role in last year's Copa America triumph, finding the back of the net 3 times. His task now is to perform at a high level on the game's biggest stage, and Martinez is convinced he can rise to that challenge.
Shot taken, goal! Oh my, game over! A stunner, one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Saudi Arabia has defeated Argentina.
Están, como todos, doloridos, pero pensando en dar vuelta a la situación.
Estábamos muy ilusionados con arrancar bien el Mundial, con una victoria. Pero bueno, lo que pasó, pasó. Ahora nos metimos de lleno en lo que viene, que es México. Preparando, ajustando detalles y corrigiendo los errores que nos hicieron perder ese partido.
Cutting ball. Oh, now the flag's up yet again.
Martinez once again in an offside position.
Intentaremos volver a hacer eso que nos trajo hasta acá, que nos hizo conseguir los objetivos que nos hemos planteado y saber lo que hacemos dentro del campo, que es lo que preparamos.
If you needed a wake-up call, this is a hell of a wake-up call.
De México conocemos, ya lo hemos enfrentado hace un par de años y trataremos de contrarrestar lo que ellos hacen bien para sacar provecho a nosotros.
Now, Argentina punched their ticket to Qatar in impressive fashion, finishing unbeaten in South American World Cup qualifying. No easy task. In it, though, Martinez contributed 7 goals. That was tied with Lionel Messi for the team lead. So after the shocking loss to Saudi Arabia, Messi said it's time to be united, turn the page, and no longer think about what happened. How easy is that to actually achieve?
It was a lot harder now. They were on an unbeaten in 36 run, ready to try to tie the record with Italy. And then after you lose a game like that to Saudi Arabia in the World Cup, it's not your normal hangover. It's I want to stop drinking. We got to fix this situation. So when you look at this situation, the longer that the game goes on and it's going to be tight, it starts to go in Mexico's favor. There's a lot of pressure on Argentina today. It's a must win, and we're going to see how they're going to react.
Well, we all have kids, Deuce, so none of us are going to stop drinking anytime soon. I promise you that. But what Argentina didn't do in the first game was they were up 1-0 on Saudi Arabia. They had some chances end of the first half, and they didn't put the game away. And if you don't put the game away, you leave teams around, they can score. These are good teams. It's the World Cup, Lex. They have to punish Mexico. If they get up a goal, they got to get the second, third, and finish the game.
Hey, look, they bomb out of this World Cup. They better start drinking, all right, because they're going to need something to get them through. And this is not something that they anticipated. It's not something that we anticipated. But it's also not something that they can't clean up with a positive performance tonight. But I think you said it earlier, Landon. This Mexico team, while they have their problems of their own, I don't see this as if Mexico were to beat Argentina or if there was, if they were to tie Argentina tonight. That's not out of the realm of possibility. No, Mexico is not a great Mexico team, but they are certainly good enough to give Argentina a game. They're going to have to play a very good game. But I'm just interested to see what type of change. We've talked about the personnel changes that Argentina has made. Is there a mentality change that manifests in the way that they go at Mexico? And you say, uh-oh, you poke the bear.